Well, today, dozens of new laws take effect in both Georgia and South Carolina.
Two of those laws were sparked by tragic situations that happened right here in our area.
News 3's Martin Staunton joining us now with a closer look at that.
Good evening. Many of our new laws focus on strengthening public safety, like mandating the earliest possible warnings for women at higher risk of developing breast cancer. Another closes a homeschooling loophole that may have contributed to the abuse and the deaths of 2 children in Effingham County.
I feel guilty for not being able to have something in place before that so that these kids would still be alive and safe. But we can't allow that to happen again.
The tragic deaths of Mary Crocker and her older brother Elwin Jr. in Guyton last year highlighted the need for child protection follow-up by state social workers when parents who are suspected of child abuse pulled their children out of public school to homeschool them. That's what happened to Mary and Elwin. Both were found buried in the backyard of their home. Homeschool supporters thought it curbed their rights.
And that's not what this was about at all. But the idea is to follow up to make sure that if these parents aren't going to take care of their kids and there is abuse, that somebody looks and follows up with that. So that was the whole purpose of that. If people want to homeschool their kids, they have the right to do that, and they should. But if there is abuse there, there's no one else but us to go in and make sure these kids are safe.
Another law sparked by a Savannah woman's fight with breast cancer takes effect July 1st. It's dubbed Margie's Law, named after Margie Singleton. It requires doctors to let patients know if they have dense breast tissue, which makes it more difficult to detect cancer using traditional mammograms. Georgia's medical marijuana law is needed, according to Representative Stevens, speaking from his healthcare background.
Some things as a pharmacist, especially when it has to do with seizure and pain and some of these other chronic diseases, some of the things just won't work and that you can get out of a drugstore. And we've found that this does work in some cases.
Other new laws include 2 that address sexual assault. One requires police to keep DNA evidence up to 50 years. The other eliminates the consent defense when the person accused of assault is in a position of authority. Human trafficking laws have also been strengthened. The minimum age to marry in Georgia moves from 16 to 17, and there are new protections from slumlords for renters in the Peach State. Martin Staunton, WSAV News 3.
All right, Martin, thank you. July 1st also brings good news for educators. Teacher pay raises become law today, giving them a $3,000 bump in pay. Another new education law extends the Hope Scholarship. Students will now have up to 10 years from graduating high school to take advantage of the program.
Several new laws are now on the books also in South Carolina. They include a 4% pay raise for teachers and a price hike at the gas pump. The gas tax going up by 2 cents to help pay for road improvements. One of the biggest changes, though, involves the age at which teens are now considered adults.